What's your recommendation for a good instrument cable with long life and great tone? None of mine have lasted more than 3 years.
Over the years, I have used just about every make, model, and design out there. And for a long time I don't know, about 10 years ago, I was using the Planet Waves circuit breakers. And a lot of my old videos, my early videos, you'll see that. And one day I saw an old Spectraflex ad with Dimebag Darrell, and I was like, holy shit, I totally forgot about Spectraflex. I had one of those cables, and it got ran over with guitar caps and stuff, and it just kept on kicking, and eventually it got stolen. And I looked them up, and they were still around. And so I contacted Spectraflex, and I said, hey, I love your stuff. Can you send me anything? And Dave, the guy who started and still runs Spectraflex, said, absolutely, love your stuff, dude. And I have used Spectraflex ever since. I've used them for several years now, and they're fucking awesome. Don't use monster cables, because you're supporting child labor, and they sound like dog shit. To me, anyway. Spectraflex. Spectraflex rules.
Guten Tag, Herr Fluff. Just wanted to know how you got about starting a YouTube channel, reviewing gear, and doing fun tutorials. As someone who's trying to dive into gear and start reviews, but lacks resources, money, connections, etc., how would you advise someone to start on the right path?
With something like a YouTube channel, it's kind of a snowball effect. When you are first starting out, you have to beg, borrow, and steal to put up content for your channel. In the early days of this channel, I would tap all of my friends and borrow their amps and their guitars and their pedals, and that would give me a good resource to make videos with. And for a long time, I had, in my old videos, you'll see like I used my old 2-channel dual rectifier for everything. And I used my white Solo 6 Schecter guitar for everything, because that's literally all I had. I didn't have anything. And it just kind of slowly grows from there. And eventually it reaches a critical mass. And eventually what happened in my case is Line 6 said, hey, we love the stuff you're doing with the Pod Farm demos that you're doing. Do you want to check out a Pod HD rack mount unit? And I said, sure. And so then once you do that, then you can start hitting up smaller companies and saying, hey, I worked with Line 6. Can I maybe check out something of yours? And it just kind of snowballs from there. Other YouTube people that I know of don't ever ask for anything, but I've always had very good luck with just simply asking. But you really have to have the audience there first. So if you want to build your audience, just borrow your friends' stuff and make videos of that.
Hey Fluff, I was wondering if you can talk about endorsements and all that. Like how to get them and when you should be ready to get them. Thanks.
Endorsements are, simply put, a business decision on the company's end. They need to feel comfortable knowing that if they kick you some free or discounted gear, that you have the audience to support the cost of that gear that they are giving you. Rarely is stuff totally for free. With guitar companies, for instance, usually the industry standard is you'll get 1, sometimes 2 free guitars a year. And anything after that, you simply just get artist costs. And you cannot go to a company asking for an endorsement if A, you don't already use their stuff, and B, you don't have a huge audience to justify them sending you a piece of gear. And once you have hundreds of thousands of views a month and you can show them raw numbers in your analytics for your channel, then you have some amateurs to go, hey, people are watching what I do and they could see your stuff. And they're usually generally interested if you meet that criteria.
What's your opinion on EQing guitars? Do you rather EQ next to nothing to get the most natural sound, or are you a fan of heavy EQing to get the best out of your sound? Are there any other nice tools to make the guitar tracks even better?
I try to get the best sound, or the sound closest to what I am going for right off the bat, out of the amp or plug-in or Kemper or whatever. Usually I'll do stuff to warm it up or smooth things out. If it's a modeler, an amp sim, like I'll put a Waves NLS on the individual guitar tracks just to, simulate some kind of piece of analog gear. But if I'm recording a tube amp, generally I try to use no EQ at all. Usually if I do, it's just a low pass and high pass filter, and maybe a dip at around, I don't know, 190 hertz, like minus 2 dB with a 1.0 Q on it, just to get out of the muddy stuff. Scoop that out a little bit. But you're not scooping any of the mids by doing that.
Thanks for these FAQs. I've really enjoyed them. How do you get your mixes loud? I think this is a common problem amongst beginners such as myself. The expectations of one's own mix are very high, but oftentimes crushed by how small it sounds, it compared to a favorite song, etc. Thank you, Fluff. Greetings from Germany. 9.
Mixes themselves should not really be loud. When you are mixing, all of your tracks should be very quiet. And if you think they are quiet, turn them down a little bit more. I'm typically peaking at minus 10 dB on any given track when I am mixing. Volume is the last thing you need to worry about. Worry about your dynamics and worry about your mix first. And then when it comes time, when you feel everything is done with your mix, then you start adding volume and compression and doing the post mixing, mastering process. And that comes with varying degrees of compression and limiting and all sorts of different combinations of that. I use a technique, I guess what the studio guys call feathering, and that is a little bit of compression on one stage and then another bit of compression on another stage. So that doesn't completely kill the dynamics, as opposed to throwing one really aggressive compressor on the master bus and calling it good. Loudness takes practice, but don't go too loud. Loudness wars are terrible and no one likes them. Keep your dynamics. Don't worry about volume. We have a volume knob. It's all good.
What's your favorite Nirvana album?
I would have to say In Utero. I'm definitely I'm an In Utero kind of guy. My second would be Bleach, but definitely I think In Utero is my that's my tune. That's my cut, if I may say so myself. I want to thank you again for watching another FAQ Monday. Join us next week when we will have more tantalizing questions. I am Fluff. Good day.